In this video, I'll be sharing with you a tutorial on how to cut this simple stylish blazer top. So if this is something you like, kindly hit on the subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up. So let's dive right into today's video. So now I'm going to start by drafting the front pattern, and for this front pattern I need my shoulder to bust. I'll mark the shoulder to under bust, waist and blouse length. So I added an additional 1 inch in front before the pattern. You can use 1 inch or 1.5 inches for the zipper allowance for the back. So after I'm done marking that, the next step I'll take is to mark my shoulder divided by 2 plus half inch. Because this dress has a sleeve and I'll come down by 1 inch there. So I'll mark a neckline of 3.5 inches. Now I'll go ahead to connect this all the way to this point. You can also use 4 inches for this neckline. To find your chest line, you're going to mark your bust circumference divided by 6 plus 1.5 inches. I'll place my tape and I'll mark it back, that is mark my shoulder divided by 2 again, and I'll connect it all the way up. After I'm done connecting this, I'm going to go ahead to divide my armhole into 2 equal parts, come out by half inch, and I'm going to mark my bust circumference divided by 4. Now I'm going to go ahead to connect from here to the half inch, and then I'll connect it all the way up. After I'm done connecting on this side, I'll start by marking my dart. I'll mark my nipple to nipple divided by 2, and all these marks will start from the button allowance. So after marking that, I'll place my ruler and I'm going to go ahead to draw out a straight line on this part. Now after I'm done marking that, I'm going to go ahead to mark half inch on both sides of this pattern. Now I'll be coming down by 1 inch here, and I'll go ahead to connect this half inch all the way from the 1 inch I came down from the bust. Then I'll connect the other side also. Now after connecting, I'll slant this down to about 4 inches towards the blouse length and repeat it at the other side. Now I'll outline this pattern, and after I'm done outlining, I'll go ahead to start inserting my measurements. So I'll go ahead to mark my bust circumference divided by 4 and add a sewing allowance. Going down, I'll mark my waist. There's no need marking this under bust. It's a blazer and you might not need it. So I'll just mark my waist circumference divided by 4, measure the dart intake, replace, and add a sewing allowance. Here I'm going to mark my hip circumference divided by 4 and I'll add a sewing allowance. Now you want to go ahead to place your ruler, connect from the waist to the chest line and from the waist down to the blouse length. So after connecting, I'll go ahead to come up by 1.5. You can use 1.5 or 2 inches. Then I'll connect my blouse to the blouse length this way. Now after connecting, this is what I have. I'll go ahead to outline. So after I'm done connecting, for this pattern you can leave it this way. Use the same waistline you use for the front for the back, or if you don't want, you can use the bust dart technique, whereby you measure and find the difference between your shoulder to waist in front and your shoulder to waist at the back. My back is 15.5, my front is 17.5. So if I take out 15.5 from 17, I'll have 1.5, which I marked. The essence of the bust dart is when you pleat out the dart, the waistline of the front and the back will be matching together, right? So from this part, you can take your neckline, or you can just use your, or mark your neckline from the center. I marked 3.5. So from my chest line, I came up by 1.5. You can also use 2 inches. Go ahead to measure to know what is okay for you. Now from here, I'll come in by 4 inches, right? This is slightly, the upper part is 3.5, the lower part I'm using 4 inches, and I'll slant it this way, right? And then if you notice towards this side of the blazer, it went up, like towards the sleeve. I'll just go up a little and blend it out to the armhole this way. Now I'll go ahead to outline this. After outlining, I'm going to go ahead to tighten my yoke so that I won't be having gaping at the shoulder part. So to do that, I'll mark 0.3 inches or 0.5, sorry, from here, and I will mark. Now I'll just go ahead to cut this out after I'm done marking. So this is what my pattern will be looking like for the front pattern. So if you have any question, kindly also leave it at the comment section. So when I was cutting out the side, I was supposed to like blend out the dart first, just in case it's not matching. Now you'll be sewing up your dart when you're sewing your dress, and you cut out the shoulder and join it back. Moving over to the back, simple and easy, you don't have to do much. Now this is my chest line, this is my shoulder to waist for the back, which is 15.5, and I added extra 6 inches to it, just like I did for the front. Now I'm going to go ahead to mark my dart. I'll start marking my nipple to nipple divided by 2. My nipple to nipple is 7 inches divided by 2. I have 3.5 inches, which I marked starting from the bust to the waist and to the blouse length, right? So after marking this, I'll just go ahead to add my basic dart intake of 1/2 inch, come down by 1 inch at this point, and I'll go ahead to connect this all the way up and also connect on the other side of my pattern. Now I'll just place my ruler and I'll take this down. Your dart at the lower part should be about 4 inches to 5 inches. So now I used 4 inches. Now I'll insert my bust circumference divided by 4 and add my sewing allowance. I'll mark my waist circumference divided by 4, measure this dart intake, replace, and add my sewing allowance. Now I will mark my hip circumference divided by 4 at my blouse length, and I'll go ahead to add my sewing allowance. So after I'm done adding this, I'll go ahead to place my ruler, and I'm going to go ahead to connect this starting from the waist to the blouse length. The side of my pattern, I'm going to come up by 1.5 or 2 inches, just like we did for the front. Now from there, I will go ahead to connect this all the way to the blouse length of this dress. Now after connecting, this is what I have. The back is very simple. So for the back neckline, I'm going to use 3.5 by 1 inch for the neckline, just like we used for the front, 3.5. And I'll go ahead to connect. Now after I'm done connecting, I'm just going to go ahead to cut this out. Then I'm going to go ahead to cut out the rest of my pattern. Now after I was done cutting out the back pattern, I gave it a princess dart cut, and that will be at the ending part of this video. Now at this point, if you haven't yet subscribed, please kindly hit on the subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and also leave your comment at the comment section. And you can also follow me on my other channel, which is Marky's Closet. There I post both drafting and sewing tutorial. So you can sew out your dart, or if you want to give this a princess dart effect, connect from here to the midpoint of your armhole and go ahead to cut out this pattern. And after you're done cutting out this pattern, this is what I have for today's tutorial. Join us in our next video. Thanks.